to 1980.
It starts up and says game over right from the beginning. How do you like that? Let's see. My audio is showing something. Oh, it's probably this giant fan that I forgot to turn off. Hold on a second, everybody. Okay. How we all doing? How's everybody doing on this glorious Saturday evening? Ooh, God, I hate the sounds of this game. Glad everybody can make it. Glad to see all kinds of people in the chat. Thank you all for joining us this Saturday night for Man vs 7800. I'll tell you what, I'm still not used to doing this in the nighttime. I wake up and feel like I'm forgetting something. But I am certainly glad to do it. I'm glad that we can all get together and stream one of the 7800's greatest games ever made. Depending who you ask. Depends who you ask. Some people might think it's great. Holy moly, there is a lot of chat. Pre-game show? That's what the music's for, Hugo. That's to get you guys in the mood for some Atari. I tried out some new songs there. I don't know. I played them first. Let me know what you guys think. It's hard to find Atari-themed music. Joel, glad to see you. Raimi. Who else we got in here? Whoeverist the whateverist. Glad you can make it, bud. Pine Baron Patriot. Love it. Absolute patriot. And Toe Muncher. Well, we love Toe Muncher here. Obsidian. Glad everybody can make it. So in case you can't tell, we are going to be playing the game that I get yelled at for pronouncing wrong all the time. Karateka, however you want to say it. The game just kind of rotates through. It'll play text when you first turn it on, and then it kind of starts and starts and starts. Did you practice, says Jeremiah Thomas. I did not practice, so this should be a lot of fun. No, I mean, why would I have to practice one of the hardest and least responsive games on the 7800 that I only managed to beat one time ever since owning it? Yeah, be sure to hit the like button if you guys don't mind as we get started here. And then we'll talk about some of the goings-ons here lately. Of course, we got the big news from Atari that me and Vinny streamed about. If you haven't watched that stream, then make sure you do so because, yeah, maybe I should have practiced a little bit here, Jeremiah. Okay, up, and towards is high kick. That way is low kick. Back is punch. Okay, we got this all. We got this going on. Yeah, Atari announced the 7800 Plus, which I guess a lot of people are very critical of, which I was surprised to hear. But I guess I can understand it, but I really don't. Likes are for winners. That's absolutely right. You were early. Yeah, I should have been practicing. Justin Messer, good to see you. Oh boy, this is going to be painful. You ain't kidding. Braylon, how did I miss Braylon? I'm glad you made it in here. Of course, as she said, everybody keep your hands and feet inside the video at all times. I try to keep them in, but I'm too big for this little box that I'm trapped in the corner of the screen here. So, there is a little bit of strategy with this game. Like when he's punching at you like that, the high kicks, if you're just out of range, will connect. Same thing, like if they're kicking, low kicks can get in. A lot of it, because towards the middle and end of the game, your opponents really outclass you in health by a good mile. So you kind of have to hit and run. You can only hit so many times. So you kind of have to gauge if they're going to hit. Mark Hickman, glad to see you if they plan on attacking. And then when the birds start coming, various attacks and movements will prevent the birds from connecting with you. Okay, so Yeah, see, high kicks usually do quite a bit. When they're backing away, you can kind of footsie them a little bit. We'll move forward here some. Okay, punches. I was going to say, him punching while we're kicking is also kind of like a counter to the kicks. But luckily, we got enough going there. So now the birds come into play. And the birds are... Ugh. Birds are awful. Now, I believe this is the bird you have to high kick when he comes out. And there's also one I think you have to be moving or punching or something. Like, each bird has its own... See, now I gotta hurry up and kick. The birds take a ton of health from you. And again, you're outclassed in health by a full... like a full screen's worth. It's crazy. So you kind of have to pick your spots here. We're going to wait for this bird to come in. We're going to try to move into position now. Okay. Let's wait for the bird. Come on, there he is. And the delay in the controls makes it even harder than it looks. Because you gotta remember, like... See there, I got hit by the bird because I was moving when he came on the screen. And you have to remember that with such a delay... in the controls that you have to be already doing what you're supposed to be doing when he kind of comes on the screen. So I think there we go. We should be able to finish him off here, I think. Now the bird can still spawn in right now, I believe. Because I've had that happen before where I knocked him out and the bird killed me. Now, is there a bird in this one? Yes. So this bird you have to be moving, right? Or is that a Kuma? I can't remember. One of these birds I know you have to be like moving when he comes in. So there I got hit by the bird. You don't have no choice but to be moving when that bird comes in. So then it becomes this whole thing where you move, you don't move, you're going to get hit by the bird, or you get a flurry of punches. I mean, this game is just... It's so unfair. So we had to eat a flurry of punches there. Yeah, we're pretty much doomed. We need to step back, get some distance so we can get some health back. This game is so hard to complete. If you've ever attempted to complete this game, and if you have done probably one of the hardest things in gaming, in my opinion. And we are really in bad shape now because we got hit by that bird. So we gotta wait for him to spawn, start moving, hope he doesn't make a return. Now we have no choice but to move, which we would have ideally liked to have put distance. And yep, we're knocked out. So hard to do those last two battles. I remember at one point I could make it to Akuma consistently, very consistently. And some, yeah, Cafe Man, good to see you. Green guy wearing an Imperial helmet, yeah. It's like he's wearing a big green, I think like them Rastafarian hats. B.O., glad to see you. Winners take drugs too, absolutely. B.O. loves this game, oh my goodness. Patreon, says Raimi Butler. Yeah, don't forget we have a Patreon, $2 and $5. Appreciate everybody that donates to the channel. I will have more exclusive YouTube and Patreon content next week. If Georgia Tech can win as a double-digit dog, then so can the 7800 Pro Gamer. We are certainly going to try here. I can't believe my school blocked 7800 Pro Gamer website. I was probably the only one in my school who played it on it for its homebrew games. Wait, I can't believe my school blocked. Your school blocked? Oh, the 7800. Oh, okay. Wow. Let's see here. Mark Hickman, Beetlejuice movie coming out. Beetlejuice. No, there was never Beetlejuice on Atari platforms. Any other games you streaming tonight? Yeah, we might do something else. It just depends what the room is feeling like. Again, so the 7800 Plus was announced. A lot of great games coming out with that as well. If you didn't catch it, me and Vinny had a great stream, a great conversation. I put out a video talking about it. I was surprised by the overall reaction that other people have had to it. I tried to explain it akin to, like, do you get mad when, Xbox puts out a Star Wars Edition console or a Halo Edition console? It's basically the same thing. If you already got the 2600 Plus, great. There are some slight improvements. Thomas Jenkins, glad you can make it. And stuff like that. So if you already got 2600 Plus, it's not even a concern. You just look at the games and the wireless controller, and they got stuff for you still to be excited about. If you don't, and again, this is good for people like Vinny who passed on the 2600 Plus, because Vinny is strictly a 7800 guy. He likes Atari 7800 stuff. That's what he wants. So even though the 2600 Plus could play 7800 games, he didn't want, an Atari 2600 style console in his house, because that's not what he enjoys from Atari. So this should bring more people like Vinny into the fold and have them supporting the new Atari more, which can only be good. I mean, the more Atari sells and profits and does with this stuff, the more likely we are to get more in the future, and then we get more games, more people buying them, they have more money to produce more games, and it becomes this cycle where hopefully we continue to get more and more cool stuff for not only the 2600 Plus, but from Atari in general. So, again, the negativity I just don't understand, and any of the improvements that I've seen or read, even after the fact, doesn't seem significant enough to me to make me feel like I would have missed out. If I didn't love the 7800 aesthetic so much, I would just pass it, to be honest, and I'd be perfectly fine with it. I don't know, but then again, I get upset about things that I know other people don't. So it's just one of those things. People have negative reactions to stuff, and it's fine. It just isn't for you if that's how you feel. But yeah, so that was announced. We had a great reaction to that podcast. Surprisingly, for how late we aired that, we had quite a few people in the room. Oh, this is really cool. I think a lot of people miss this because in the 8-bit computer versions, you have a lot of foreground stuff and gates you go through and like actual physical obstacles you have to master. But in this version, you don't often get to move far, so you miss. They've actually put in the gates and the stuff. You can still fall off the cliff if you move too far backwards. So there's a lot of cool stuff added to this version that makes you think this game was gonna be more than what it ended up. Like, they were gonna try to port the full thing, and they just ran out of time, resources, whatever. But very cool stuff. If you keep moving forward and backwards in the levels, you can see a lot of that stuff. But yeah, we had a great reaction to that podcast we did, that impromptu podcast. We called it the podcast. I mean, obviously we haven't done the podcast in a very long time, but we wanted to talk about it. I mean, Vinny was excited, I was excited, and it was something we wanted to discuss, and we said, you know what, why don't we discuss it on camera and put it on the YouTube channel? And I'm glad we did. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people stayed up really late. The reason we did it so late, a lot of people said, man, why are you guys doing this in the middle of the night? And it didn't make a lot of sense, except, if you're us, it does, because Um, Obviously, I work real late now, so we did it right after I got out of work. I'm gonna die no matter what I do here. So, I should have just moved forward. Is what I should have done. Um, and it was great. We had a huge crowd of people watching, great interaction from the chat. We missed a lot of our usuals: Toe Muncher, Joel, Thomas, Jeremiah, Ramey. I mean, the whole time I was like, man, I wish these guys could be here. Pierre and everybody that normally pops in, Sid, whoever. I can't think of everybody off the top of my head because I am not that kind of person. But the reaction was great. We loved it. We had a lot of fun. And so I think we're going to move forward and probably do the podcast once a month, probably on a weekend or a night where we can do it a little earlier, maybe in the little earlier in the day. But I think we're going to try to shoot to keep doing it. Big thing is this winter, Vinny has a lot of stuff going on. Like we weren't lying when I said, he has some movies in the works, some TV pilots that he's putting out and also auditioned for that I don't know if he got or not, but still he's got a lot of projects, irons in the coal, however you want to say it. So I think he's kind of weary of committing, but we talked about it, maybe having again, people that can fill in when Vinny's not around. Test out some other people. We have some people in mind, maybe trying to get in like a regular third seat where if one of us can't make it, we have, somebody there to fill in and kind of play off each other. Great thing about me and Vinny is I think we found that we kind of interact well. We have a great chemistry. He's kind of a crybaby, and I'm better than him. No, but we play off each other well, and we have a lot of fun doing it. The great thing too is neither of us take ourselves too seriously, so we can give each other. Oop, I'm thinking of the wrong bird. We can give each other sort of a hard time and have fun doing it, and we don't take ourselves too seriously, so we don't get offended if a joke is made at the other's expense or anything like that. I think we both bring something a little bit different to the show. So, hey, Ivory Tower, Crossbow, glad to see ya. So yeah, if you guys do want to see something different, of course, we don't gotta play this the whole time. It would be cool if we could beat it, but unfortunately, as Jeremiah has pointed out, without practice, this is kind of a hard game to beat on a whim. This is gonna be a hard. Okay, let's hope the bird don't come back before we. All right, there we go. And this one we have to be moving when he comes. Now, what do we have to do? Oh, he came back. I hate it when they do that. What do we have to do for the Akuma fight when the bird comes? I think that's also moving. Oh, man. Rough. That's rough. Like my dog would say, rough. I hope you guys are enjoying my pain. Any of the 50-year-old 8-bit systems, yes. Russell Baxley, glad to see you. Braylon, I think John knows something about potential. Atari Lynx Plus, yeah. So I've been getting weird emails from the emails I've been getting are the whole thing's kind of weird and they're kind of cryptic. And I have to confirm. I don't like to say things in public unless I can confirm them, unless I've talked to somebody involved, and this person is very secretive. But the rumor is that this person emailed me and said was that a Lynx Plus is coming. So I have to look into it. This person was right about one other thing in the past, but it was not regarding something direct from Atari. It was regarding a homebrew game. So I'm kind of weary to just believe him just because. But yeah, I'm getting cryptic messages that a Lynx Plus could be the next thing from Atari. So we'll have to see. Lynx Plus, why? I assume because there's a demand. It was probably one of the better selling Atari products from back in the day, or consoles. I think something probably different, I would think. But again, I haven't verified this, so I take it with a huge grain of salt. And again, I wouldn't make a video on it or anything, but yeah, Lynx Plus possible. And I think some people would. I think a Lynx Plus would be great if they could do what Hugo did for me and make it kind of like a Switch almost. I'll tell you what, having the ability to plug that Lynx into the TV not only helps, obviously, with running this YouTube channel and catching footage and video and stuff, but I don't know, it's just nice being able to plug it in. I do like playing it, laying down, going to bed, and playing some Lynx and stuff too. But having it on the TV, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of nice. And the games don't look too awful on TV, so I gotta get a real Lynx before it goes up another $400 on eBay. Lynxes are expensive. I recommend, if you do get a Lynx, talk to Hugo. His pricing isn't terrible if he has them, and he does a great job. You know that you'll have a system that's going to last for a good long time. As he recaps his stuff, he puts in better screens. Same thing with Ivory Collection. I don't know if Ivory does that kind of work anymore, but like commission, sales, work stuff, repairs. But we didn't even make it to the guy. I've also heard stuff, so I've heard all kinds of stuff. But again, it's all rumor mill stuff. Well, I think what would have been cool if some adapter could be made, as somebody had said in a comment, I think in my last video, to play like 5200 games on the 7800 Plus or something. Now, of course, I don't think that's something that's in the cards or possible at all. But how appropriate would it be to have a 2600 7800 Plus that now has an adapter that plays 5200 games, where back in the day the 5200 had an adapter for 2600 stuff. So it would seem poetic to me if they were able to do something like that. Not gonna happen, but it would have been kind of cool, I think. Kind of like a reversal of what happened way back when. As we attempt to save our love, who has been kidnapped by the evil Akuma. Who would win in a fight? Akuma from Street Fighter or Akuma from Karateka, however you guys say I'm supposed to be pronouncing this. It'd have to be this Akuma, right? Because he's so... it depends what rules they're playing by, I guess. If they're playing by Street Fighter rules, then I guess Street Fighter Akuma wins. Let's just keep the pressure on. He obviously doesn't want none of this. Oh yeah, we got him. We got him. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. 5200 is a mistake. Like the 32X, don't bother. Ooh, my goodness. Oh, wait. Oh, wrong. Wrong bird. Wrong bird. It's supposed to be high kicking. I'm going to say this might be an early defeat, guys. We could always play Skyfrizz. For anybody that doesn't know, Obsidian Contraption put out a game on the VCS, Uncle Flip, called Sky Frizz, so we could always give that a go on here. Oh, got a high kick. That bird, the birds are just annoying. Okay. I was just going to stay. If he stayed in position, I think we'd have it. Okay. No bird, no bird. Alright, we did it. Now this is the bird you have to move. Okay. Moving far too long that time. Okay, we need the space and move. I think the next fight is with Akuma, so if we can best this guy, we could at least see Akuma. Okay, gotta let the bird come back, I think. Alright, here we go. Okay. Now I think this is Akuma. Yep. So we made it to Akuma, guys. I didn't know if we would actually make it to him. But, here we go. And I don't remember. I think the birds are the same as the last one, right? So I think you have to be moving. Am I right? God, I don't remember. I should have practiced. When the bird comes, move. Okay. No, come on. No. Oh, goodness. This game. 7800 has an even weaker library than the 5200. It's tough competition for the bottom of the barrel. I like the 7800 library. I like both of their libraries, honestly. The quality of games are good in my opinion. There's a lot of great arcade ports on the 7800. Likewise on the 5200, there's a good version of Pac-Man, which, given the disappointment of the 2600 version, was probably a pretty important release for Atari in the 5200. We'll try one more time. One more time, and then we can jump into something else just to get a little bit of variety here. Yeah, oh yeah, the 5200 was exciting back in the day. It was a hard sale. You got to remember the time frame. It was a time where, you know, we didn't yet have this kind of throwaway mentality that we do today, where you constantly are upgrading your phone every, you know, it's given that you're going to upgrade your phone probably at least every other year. You're going to upgrade your video game console every 5 years. Computer every couple years. You know, that mentality was not yet a thing. So if you had a 2600, you know, upgrading to the 5200 was very foreign. Like, why would you throw away your 2600 that still works for a 5200? You know, well, the graphics are better. Like, yeah, but these games are fine. You know, they just didn't think like that. Like, your refrigerator stove went out, you called the appliance repairman. You didn't get another one. Your TV went on the fritz, you called the TV repairman. You know, it wasn't yet the culture that it was today. So, because Could Atari have done a better job? Yeah. Oh, absolutely, they could have. But I think there was a lot of things going against the 5200 right from the start, if you ask me. But I don't think anybody did ask me, so I just saw it in the chat and figured, yeah, that's something I could talk about. Oh, I forgot this was a bird level. Nice, nice. Consumerism, right. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, the Atari 7800, it had it had a lot going against it at the time, especially given now I believe the smartest thing that Jack Tramiel could have and should have done was keeping GCC on board. The smartest thing would have been leave GCC on board and let them kind of just do their thing with the 7800. You know, sell it, put it out, because GCC was incredibly talented. A lot of the best late 78 or 2600 games and 5200 games were GCC games, and they had a extremely talented crew, and I think they had a lot of ambition. Now, the whole keyboard attachment to make 5200 a computer and all that stuff, you know, the higher ups would have had to have come down and had the foresight to cut that, because those things just never seemed to work that good at the time, or ever really. I mean, add-ons for video game consoles were always a tough sell for a lot of people, but if you would have let them produce the game, support the console, I think they would have put out a lot of incredible stuff. Of course, now we'll never know. It's all speculation, but looking back, I think that would have been a recipe to at least give the 7800 a chance at the time. But again, hindsight's always 50-50. The biggest issue Atari had back in those days was they just didn't put out software for anything. They put out this abundance of hardware. You know, you had the 2600 Junior, the 7800, XEGS, the lines of computers, all this stuff, and they were relying on old software, backwards compatibility, to, you know, make it seem like it was a good value with a lot of games, and it didn't work like that. Obviously Nintendo was the success that it was off the back of its incredible library of games. You know, it wasn't relying on old ports of ancient games and stuff to fill out the library. They had cutting edge stuff that was what people wanted to see at the time, and that's why the NES was the huge success that it was, in my opinion. The software was king, and you had somebody that loved hardware, didn't put much thought, if any, into software, and it was just a recipe for disaster with all of the consoles they had out. You know, if they had supported the stuff was stuff other than legacy titles and backwards compatible stuff and re-releases, probably would have been much better. Yeah, I don't know about the numbers either, Jeremiah, but yeah, the 5200 didn't have the time that even the 7800 had, really. I mean, it was kind of pushed out and then killed relatively quickly, but I mean, we all know why. It was probably more due to the video game crash and the huge loss of numbers. They just decided to pull the plug on it, because I'm sure it wasn't performing as well as they had hoped. They probably forecasted it to be a huge hit, as they expected everything to be. I mean, you gotta remember, like, they thought every game they put out was gonna be this smash hit. they produced so many of these cartridges that they had to bury them in a desert somewhere. So they were producing mountains of stuff that made it hard to come out ahead. So we made it back to Akuma. The thing is, you have just enough hits in the Akuma battle to get hit with one flurry. So if he hits you with 5 consecutive hits, you're dead, which is just so happens to be the number of hits that you can hit before you have to move or stop attacking. So yeah, we're screwed either way, and that's a big thing that happens with Akuma a lot of the time that I found. So he'll start hitting you with that flurry of 5 hits, and you can Mr. Shua, that's true too. They blocked Atari with software. Yeah, there's a lot more to it. It's not just one thing. It was a whole flurry of things, or a whole lot of things that came together and went the wrong way for Atari. But they weren't helping themselves, I guess, is my point. But I still love the 7800. As much as people like to poo-poo on this stuff, I'm a huge fan of it. That's why I made a YouTube channel. That's why I do a show called Man vs. 7800. But yeah, Kuma is just a tough battle. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't battle. If you press forward, he could hit you with 5 hits real fast, knock you out. If you're not watching the bird can push you into a bad situation where you get knocked out real fast. I spent a lot of time on this game, Jeremiah. When I beat it, I kid you not, I played it a lot for probably a couple weeks, at least 2 weeks. I remember I was playing it quite a bit each night. So I kind of got it down. Now, I'm not doing Akuma right. You kind of have to hit and run with Akuma. It's weird. You have to do your hits and then back up, and then when the bird comes, move forward and do some hits. The battle with Akuma is a long, drawn-out battle if you want to win. You can't really... You have to play very strategically and play a lot of footsie with him. But I'm thinking we're going to move on and maybe play something else here. We can continue with the 7800 stuff. We can move on to some other stuff. We could even play... have we played Lynx on the live stream? I don't think we played with the XEGS on live stream yet. I don't think we played with the Lynx except for that one time. We could, of course, play some Jaguar like we did 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. We played the Pitfall on there, which I think people enjoyed a fair bit. We were talking about maybe playing Rayman at some point, so we could always do that. Looking back at some of the comments just to see what you wonderful people are talking about. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream as we decide what we are going to do for the second half of the show here. 7800 arcade parts like Donkey Kong looked great. Oh, the sounds are terrible. Yeah, that was the whole the sound chip thing. I think that's pretty well known. How does Atari put out a weaker version of Karateka than a fly-by-night company like Soft Pro's Famicom port? That 7800 was good at that stuff there, Justin. Let's see here. As far as the Atari Plus line, and television would probably be the next choice, maybe Lynx. The rumor is Lynx. That's the rumor I've heard. Lynx is the next choice. Again, I'm taking that with a huge grain of salt. The person that said it, I can't verify from, but that's the word. Every ColecoVision controller I have is either completely broken or halfway working. I know nothing about ColecoVision, but I feel your pain. That's how 5200 is. Let's see. I went from 2600 to a Genesis. I went from being laughed at to laughing at NES owners. That had to have been a great feeling. Having Super Breakout as a pack-in was idiotic, and I like Super Breakout. Yeah, what a terrible game to pack in with the 5200. What complete and utter garbage. Just for a pack-in. Atari's choice of pack-in games have always been questionable, in my opinion, but hey, again, what do I know? Coleco sold 2 million, and the 5200 came out in late 82 for 1 million. That is a lot. Yep. I wonder if Atari would have succeeded if it was a 34 bits console instead of 64 bits, since everyone back then know how to make those bits of games. Yeah, there's a lot of things. It's just one of them things. Again, we can speculate till we're red in the face, but there's a lot of people more knowledgeable than me that have speculated a lot about that, and yeah, we will in the future for sure. Poo poo, Derek Dash, watch your mouth. We might have to ban you for that language. I'm sorry. Jaguar Power Drive Rally. That's a really good game. Atari did not know how to separate computer and games. Yeah. Rampart and the Lynx. I haven't tried Rampart yet on the Lynx. Okay, let's see. I think, you know what? Let's do something just a little bit different here. Let me switch some equipment around. Again, I hope everybody is having fun and having a good time on this Saturday evening. It's a beautiful day out here in the Atari-verse. Let's see if I can get my stuff switched over, because I think I know what a good way to round out this would be. What's the best way to wash the taste of one turd out of your mouth, then with another? So let me see here. And okay. Why is that not working? This is why I take time to set up before I go live. Let me see here. Oh, I think I know why. Ho ho. Where did I go? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Technical difficulties. I had to, for some reason, open this up. Come on. I have so much stuff on here. I need to take some of this off because I never use this stuff. I had high ambitions for my streams when I first started doing this. And I put a lot of things, like a lot of clips and stuff on here. So technically, if I ever wanted to, I have like this whole soundboard setup thing where, depending on the situation, I could play different things. Like, if I say something really smart, I could play this. And then if I do something really good, I could play this. Yes! Yes! So, but I never use none of it. Plus, I have soundboard stuff. And it just does not, it gets in the way because I never use it. But let me see here. So this is my flash cart for the XEGS. I picked this up to kind of help experience some of the retail library. And let's compare. So we've been playing the 7800 version. Now this is the Atari 8-bit version that was on cartridge. And yeah, I know I wanted to use that stuff and I never did. I also have to. I cannot hear any sound. What is going on? See what happens when I try to do stuff on the fly. Nothing works. I can't hear anything. Oh, that's because no sound is playing. All right. I also have... Which one did I... Oh, I did use this one time.
Oh my God!
So, yeah. Okay, so this... This is the version I think we were all hoping we would get on the 7800. And mind you, I have not tried this very much. But the thing is, I like how responsive this control is. Like, I can do stuff, quickly on the fly, when and how I want to. I can move forward, even though I'm getting pushed back by his attacks. It might not look that much better, but oh my god, it plays so much better. And I'm sure, I don't even think this is the best version. Now, the only thing, there's a lot of things. Yeah, well, you also gotta remember too. I'm playing this through not RF, but the RCA jacks. But it plays a heck of a lot better. But there's a lot of stuff, like, I don't know how to exit like fighting mode here. And maybe it's just I need the keyboard, I don't know. Because I don't have a keyboard set up currently. That's something that I sent some money to Hugo, and he's going to send me an adapter so I can use one of the PS2 keyboards I have laying around. But it plays a lot better. The control is so much more responsive. And that's the thing that I don't know if you can tell. Like, because I'm playing like crap, but which probably doesn't make it pretty evident. But I can actually do the moves and stuff. So yeah, that's just for comparison's sake of the 7800 to the 8-bit stuff. So I'll try it one more time. The other thing you can do in the 7800 version, but it's a lot harder because you don't climb up the cliff, is you can fall off backwards. So they did include that, which is always fun to do. But yeah, as far as playing, like gameplay wise, this is a lot better. It's so much different though that I'd have to really get in some practice. But I have really enjoyed experimenting with the XEGS. It's been a console that I have hated. It was probably the Atari console that I had the least amount of love for. And I think I explained why, if not in a video, then in a Patreon thing, because it in my opinion prevented the 7800 from succeeding. So in my mind, it was this game's fault. Okay, that's how you leave. How do I stay? There we go. So it was in my mind that it was this game's fault that the 7800 failed, was because they were focusing too many resources on this thing. I just figured out how to leave my fighting stance, so this is a big day for me. I'm also using the one-button joystick, the black version, not the cool cream-colored one that comes with the XEGS. I remember reading about this in the Atari magazine, how one of the tips was to fight less people by running in between battles. Which I remember sticking with me, because when you play the 7800 version, you're like, that doesn't apply. And I think they even listed it in the Atari magazine as being like a XEGS 7800 game, I definitely, in the 7800 version, I prefer kicks. I don't know if that's the way to go in this one or not. Let me see. I want to get through that gate and get to the next part. Oh, I didn't make it in time. I didn't think another guy would come out. Oh, man. But it's so much funner, guys. I cannot tell you how much better it controls, how much funner it is. I wish Atari 50 had online leaderboards. That would be awesome for sure. Midnight Magic for the 2600 is fun. Love Midnight Magic on the 2600, absolutely. Sears catalog was my internet. You're right, Ramey. I remember looking through Sears catalogs like crazy, just dreaming about getting all the stuff that's in there. But yeah, I've really come around on the XEGS. I don't remember seeing any commercials for the XEGS either, Ivory. 2011 Yars, girl with white hair shooting evil bugs. I have not touched that yet. I have to review that. Actually, I gotta let Atari know after this. I gotta email them back because I think they assume I didn't get it again. Like with Lunar Lander, I didn't get the code until after the game released. So they were asking if I got it. I have to get started on playing Yars so that I can have the review done when the embargo's lifted. Flan Man, glad you can make it. Would be great if they released the arcade version of Steel Talon some way. Absolutely. Hey, Ramey, are you buying the 7800? Yeah, yep, if I can. Very cool. This and Yai Kung Fu. Yai R Kung Fu is pivotal in evolution towards Street Fighter 2. Absolutely. Let me see here. Let's see if there's something else we can look at on here real quick. There's a version of Ball Blazer, BC's Quest for Tires I threw on there because I love BC's Quest for Tires. Crystal Castles, the version of Dark Chambers, which I was thinking of doing for Dare to Compare, but I don't think many people care about Dark Chambers. Let me see here. I love Keystone Capers. I play that and everything. The version of Mario Brothers on this is kind of strange, if you ask me. No, it hasn't released yet, Channel of the Yars. Necromancer was a game I always wanted to try. Oil's Well is one I always wanted to try, too. It's pronounced Yee. Like Yeezy? Spy Hunter, Rescue and Fractalus, obviously a huge game. Tower Toppler, I've loved Tower Toppler on the 7800. We should do Tower Toppler next week. What do you guys think? For Man vs. 7800? Any Tower Toppler fans in here? My 6-year-old and I play Dark Chambers together. That's awesome, Jeremiah. Very cool. I think Food Fight is inferior on here. This version of Fight Night is awesome compared to the 7800 once again. So I think we played the 7800 version a while ago on a episode of Man vs. 7800. I just want to show what this version has that one's missing because it's a lot. Yes, but only if you promise to practice. I'll promise. I'll make time because I'll have time. I'm just working on videos. I'm trying. Sunday's video is done, guys. I got it done this afternoon. If you're a YouTube member, you can access it now. I have to figure out how I'm going to get it to Patreons early, but YouTube members can watch videos 24 hours early just as a perk because I've been late on getting the Patreon content and YouTube content out. And plus, YouTube members don't get the exclusive audios, so I figured for now I'll let them have the early access as I figure out how I'm going to get everything to everybody. But what this version of Fight Night has, which would have been incredible to me back in the day, is a sort of create your own fighter thing. Where's it at? Boxing construction. So in here, you can actually make your own boxer, which again I read about in the Atari magazine, and I always was like, Where the heck do you do this at? Well, here it is. It's on the XEGS version. There was a cartridge released for the XEGS, and I think there was, a disc version for the Atari 8-bit. So you can name your guy. You make a new guy. And it's not much of an editor, but you can go through and take all the different body parts of the other guys and make your own boxers. So you can take the head of I forget what this guy's name is, him I think is his name, and you could take the body of the final boss or Dipstick or whatever, so you can give him this giant body, and then we can put on whatever pair of shorts we want. I mean, I would have been infatuated with this back in the day, and then you can give them little tiny chicken legs, and there's your boxer. So I don't know, and you can even change their power and stuff, so you have so many stats. So which again is, I'm sure none of this is even in the 7800 version, was never even considered for it. And then you can name them, change the controls, stuff like that. And then you can save the guy. I think you gotta name him and stuff, and then you play with him in the thing. So for the era that this came out in, I think this would have been incredibly fun, at least for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too easily impressed. So let me see if I can name him and then use him. This is the kind of stuff I'm impressed by. This everybody else is playing, new games and stuff, and I'm sitting here like, whoa, I can make my own fighter in the XEGS version of Fight Night. Oh, I guess I need a life. So here's Bob Guy. Okay. And now I should be able to save him, I think. So now he's saved. Right? And then we should be able to exit. And now I think we can fight. I don't know in what modes you can fight with him. So you have Dipstick, Kid Castro, him, British Bulldog, Bronx Bomber, and there's our guy that we created. So we can have Bob Guy fight Dipstick. Here it is. Now, is the gameplay any better than the 7800? No, God no. It's still, not that great of a game, but I mean, the fact that you can make your own guy is kind of cool. I almost think the 7800 version plays better. Look at this guy's giant upper body and his teeny tiny legs. The proportions of these characters, even on the 7800 game, was always just really weird to me. Am I the only one that thinks that these guys look weird as heck? Just popping him in the face over and over again as he does not defend. There you go. Our gigantic Bob Guy just destroyed. Yeah, boxing with glasses on, absolutely. XEGS needs more RAM. Yeah, you're probably right. So, message retracted. What on earth are you saying that you have to retract? The hamster port is only for arcade. Lovely, Mad Science Creation. Thank you, Mark Hickman. So cool stuff on the XEGS. I think the XEGS is a fun console for somebody like me. You're looking at those guys way too close. Makes me wonder about I have to really study them, I mean, I like 7800 Rampage better than NES. It has all three characters. That was a huge plus for the 7800 version of Rampage back in the day. Absolutely. So we have that. Let's check out Uncle Flip's game. Uh, I have to go to the back of the TV and change some inputs, and we will finish with some VCS action. 7800 version is butts. Man, with all this foul language going on, guys, let's chill it with the butt and poo-poo talk, okay? We don't talk like that here on this channel, all right? I'm going to walk away from the screen and plug in the VCS into the capture card, and when I come back, I expect no more butt talk. All right back, guys. Okay. I'm glad to see that there's no more butts in the chat. Let me see if I can get this on. Don't worry, guys. We're almost there.
When are they gonna get to the fireworks factory?
Don't worry. We're almost there. Calm down. Calm down. I'm working on it. Let me see here. And this is the beautiful Atari VCS. Let me see. Oh, I hope the controller's either charged or plugged in. Luckily, I have two of them. Okay, Toe Muncher, you know what? I've had about enough of that poo-poo talk. You poo-poo of the mouth. It's gotta stop. You're lucky I don't have moderators, or I'd have them drag you out of here and give you the help you need. Oh my goodness. No, now the chat's full of poo-poo talk. The Master System is amazing and doesn't get enough love. I would agree with you. Okay, let's see here. So, I got some games. I've purchased most of these games. What am I looking for? Let's go to games. I have Uncle Flip was kind enough to give me a key of this to raffle off. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to go about it is. There's an update available. Let's hope I have enough room for this said update. Yep, this is the VCS, Braylon. I haven't powered on my VCS in months. Powered on when I first got it to get it updated and then put it away. Yeah, that's not a unique story, unfortunately. I don't know how many people have said that to me. Digital Eclipse did a couple of those Amico games. I bet they did a good job on those. I'm sure Digital Eclipse did a good job on theirs. Yeah, no, the screen tearing is introduced for my capture card, Braylon, and that's... I kind of been trying to avoid doing this because I want to replace the capture card. Because the screen tearing is so bad. I tried to adjust... So I believe somebody told me like it's because the frame rate isn't matching up to the capture card or something. But when I go through and I change the frame rate, like nothing I do seems. So I've tried it at 60, 30, device default. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I guess is what I'm saying. So I've been trying to stay away from doing this. I was playing quite a bit of Antstream Arcade on my VCS 800 a couple days ago. Very cool. I don't know. There's kind of like my 2600 plus. What do you play with, Ivory? It seems like you're just always fixing stuff and soldering. You don't seem like you have much time to play games, from what I've seen. I purchased mine almost 2 years ago and never opened it. Well, that makes sense. Hugo, you're another one that's always doing stuff. VCS should have been like $200, not the 600. VCS was $600. Holy moly! Okay, so this is Sky Frizz by Uncle Flip, who is an active member in the community here. Sky. Calling Sky Frizz. What? You were chosen for a mission of great importance. The evil Shadebots have set up a secret base on planet my head is blocking it. We only have an unsavory nature. Even though I'm sure this is fast enough for a normal person to read, but it's way too fast for me. To answer your question, pretty much my 7800 most of the time I want to play some Atari. Me and you both, bud. There's Obsidian. Still too expensive. I didn't think it was 600 bucks, but yeah, it was pretty expensive. It was never available in my area. I know it. Finding it locally was pretty tough. Uncle Flip from the Discord channel made this game. Yes, he did. Yes, I had purchased the computer version a while ago, and I think then he told me he was working on porting it to the VCS, and here it is. Indiegogo supporter and got my VCS for 200 bucks. I got my VCS, I think, on sale for 200 bucks. I think it was. What the heck? Okay, let's see. That's jump. That moves me. There's a whole thing there that told me what each button does, and instead of reading it, I just kind of was like, okay, well, I'll figure this out. Okay. Uh-oh, what's happening? Can I... Can I swim? No, oh, yeah, I can. Okay. There we go. Oh, fell. Fell again. Oh, I think I know what button. Okay. Now I got to go over here. There we go. You open the crate to find a charge cartridge. Fell. Go over the rock, and now my head's blocking whatever is here. And another tree. See, with my laptop open, I can't see everything. It looks like I can just... I mean, I could climb all the way up here. Doesn't seem safe, though. I can jump along. I wonder what's the process like for releasing a game on the VCS? Is it like... That's the stuff I always wonder. Like, what's the requirements, you know? Or for any console, for that matter. I mean, what... Because I remember there were some things where it's like... to release a game on, you know, whatever, I forget what platform it was. All it had to do was boot or something, and you could release a game. I forget what platform that was for. Is that a guy in the water? Oh, I don't think he's on my side. I was trying to save him. Okay. We'll go up. Jump over. Up. Up. Oh, wait. That's probably an enemy. So get away from him. So we could zip line probably. So how would that help? You open the crate and find a skyhook and a message. Shades are hurting the local aphid bugs for unknown. Okay. So now I got a skyhook. Okay, that went about as well as I expected. But that's what our good friend Uncle Flip has put out, just so everybody can get a look at it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap things up as we're about 20 minutes away from midnight my time, and I have 2.5 more videos to get done. I was asking a dev on the VCS Discord on how to get the dev kit of the VCS by either publishing a game. I don't think there is a dev kit. Yeah, I figured Obsidian. I just wanted to show people what it was. If you guys are interested, I will be raffling off a code for it on the Discord server. I have not have not thought of how I'm going to do it yet. But yeah, I don't know if there is like a development kit, Toe Muncher. You might want to ask Obsidian that. But other than that, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Hopefully we've had a lot of fun. We made it to Akuma a few times on the 7800. Took a look at what else was out there on the 8-bit. There's a dev kit. Okay, I wasn't sure. But yeah, we took a look at the XEGS version. We made a boxer, and we went ahead and plugged in the VCS. Tomorrow on the channel, if you're a member, you already have access to tomorrow's review. If you're not, tomorrow on the channel, we have a very special review on the channel, so make sure you check that out. Head over to the Discord server. Again, a lot of fun there. Very cool to hang out. Been having a lot of fun hanging out there lately. Make sure you check me out on social media. The Discord name is Atari Network. There should be a link in the description. But if not, any video will have a link in the description. Oh, asking Uncle Flip what his name is. Gotcha. All right, guys. Wrap